Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Breeze Sports Center. I'm your host Bradford Ambrose. Alongside me, Wayne Epps Jr. and Haley Thompson, sports editors at the Breeze. Today we're going to talk about head football coach Mickey Matthews being fired after 15 years. We're also going to talk about women's and men's basketball. Wayne, let's get started. Let's talk about Mickey Matthews being fired.
Right, yeah. Of course, he finished with a 109-71 record after finishing 6-6 this year. It lost the last two games of the regular season, and we needed to win those two games to have a chance of making the playoffs. So that makes it 4 out of the past 5 seasons that January missed the playoffs. And I think overall, that's what it came down to. A program like this that's possibly on the cusp of moving up to FBS. It's kind of unacceptable to not make the playoffs at the FCS level. So. I think they try to make a change, try to bring in someone fresh and new and see if we can kind of re-energize the program. Of course, you don't want to forget what Matthews has done for the program, though.
That's
right. Done so much. Of course, the national championship in 2004, and that's a lot of the reason why Bridgeforth has escalated to what it is, and the culture of JMU football has escalated to what it is. But just again, the recent failures have kind of did him in a little bit. So definitely kind of disappointed to see that after 15 years, but. It'd be interesting to see how the fresh face coming in, how that would kind of re-energize the program a little bit.
And you talked to Jeff Bourne over Thanksgiving break while we were off, and he kind of said that it's a nationwide search, and they're looking right now, and they're hoping to fill that spot very soon.
Right, yeah, I expect possibly definitely within the next month or two. So maybe sometime towards the end of December or maybe earlier in mid-January that we might see the official hiring of somebody. The application process closes next on December 11th, and so from there we might start seeing some interviews coming in and stuff like that. And then from there, possibly hiring soon. So Bourne has repeated, he said last week and he said this week as well, that they're trying to be deliberate about it, but they want to be fast about it. So they'll get somebody in to really work and have a lot of time working in the off-season and not be rushed into the process. Really get some good work in during spring practice coming up this spring. So it'll be interesting again to see that they don't have an official timeline, but again, I think it's going to be a fairly fast process. So we'll see how it goes.
And we're already hearing some possible candidates. Nothing set in stone, but we're also hearing. Are you hearing any possible candidates?
Right, there's been several names thrown out. Two ones that maybe some JMU people might be familiar with, former players. John DeFilippo is a current quarterbacks coach for the Oakland Raiders. He's a 2000 graduate. And Brian Steinspring is a tight ends coach for the Virginia Tech right now. And he is a 1986 graduate. And again, we have a couple of people that came over from Virginia Tech last year. And Michael Kane, the offensive coordinator. We have some Virginia Tech roots already here, so that could be an interesting storyline there. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Let's shift gears to women's and men's basketball. They played over Thanksgiving break. One team faring well, the other not so much early on.
Men's basketball is still struggling. It really came to a head in their most recent game at Richmond on Saturday. They were 0 for 16 on shooting three-pointers, and they dropped to 2-6 this season. So it's really been a struggle. I find consistent offense. Again, like Charles Cook and Ron Curry are still trying to, I think, find their leadership role, find where they're really at right now. So it's going to be a struggle, and we're approaching the point where Andre Nation's going to be coming back soon. He's going to come up fast. Approaching about just a little over a month till he'll be back. So there'll definitely be a spark, but they still have a big stretch over winter break, a lot of games. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of come to their own if they can over break.
All right, Haley, you want to talk?
They missed Andre Semenov quite a bit this weekend and over break in general, but I think the team, like Wayne said, they're kind of just searching for a leader, and I think it's going to be Andre when he comes back, but we'll see how they do. Hopefully it'll look up soon.
Okay, and women's basketball, they are 5-2. Men's basketball 2-6. Talk about how they're doing.
Women's is they won the first 5 games of the season. They unfortunately dropped the last 2 games. They were playing in the Gulf Coast Showcase in Naples, Florida, this past weekend, and they beat UCLA that Friday. Then Saturday the tournament they lost to Mississippi State, and they almost won the third place game on Sunday against Wright State, but Wright State hit a 3-pointer right at the buzzer and beat them in that game. So they're playing pretty decently. I think Coach Brooks was talking a little bit about after the Wright State game to trying to find consistent leadership at the point guard position. The last few years they've had consistent experience there. They had Tariq Hislop, then they had Don Evans before then. So Angela Mickens is doing a pretty good job there so far, but still kind of looking for that consistency there. Kirby Brookhorter continues to tear it up. So the point definitely probably one of the top players, if not the top player in the CAA right now. So they have that going for them, but they're still trying to, again, just like the men's coming to their own, but they're doing a little bit better right now.
All right, Haley, you want to add anything?
Even though they lost the last two, UCLA was a big win. I think the team, they didn't really lose any momentum. Like Wayne said, their third game there, they played very well. It was just that last-minute shot that kind of killed them. So I think the women's team is doing really well. We're going to see big things from them this year.
All right, thanks for joining me. For Haley, Wayne, I'm Bradford. Thanks for watching this edition of the Bree Sports Center.